Welcome to Friday, November 11th, I believe. It's 1 p.m. and we're about to embark on a conversation about credit. Some comment on yesterday's vlog. I think you said you're 18, you're looking to start credit. I'm no credit master, but I have a little bit of experience with it, of which I will share with you now. So several years ago, when I was probably 16, 17, 18, I decided I wanted to start building credit. It's something very wise to do. At such a stage in your life, chances are you're going to want to buy a car, a house, take out a loan, something that's going to require you to have credit. Not only credit, but good credit. So I wasn't First Merit at the time, it would have been Chase Bank, and applied for a credit card. And it's very difficult because when you have no credit, they don't want to give you the opportunity to build it. But you can't build it unless you have it. So it's kind of a infinite loop of problems there. But you've got to find somebody that's willing to give you a credit card. So traditionally, it's better if you've had a bank account with that bank for a while. Maybe a debit card. A debit card, that's actually where I started. A debit card's a great place to start. You're not building credit with it, but you're building trust with your bank that you can pay that card off, keep a healthy balance. It just gives you some, well, credit, but not formal credit. Gives you some credibility or some trust with that bank. So start with a debit card, use that. Debit card works just like writing a check. You go somewhere and you swipe your debit card and it just takes that money directly out of your checking account instead of balancing it, or instead of floating it on a statement that you then pay at the end of a cycle, such as a credit card. So that's the best place to start. After a while of that, maybe a few months depending on your bank, then you can go in and apply for a credit card. I got a Chase Freedom. It's kind of it's actually a great card. You get 1% cash back on everything, and then I think it's 5% in certain categories per month. So maybe January through April, you get 5% back on gas, and then the next time maybe it's shopping at like Kohl's, Walmart, department stores. Or just shops. So it changes by the month, and then you get, it goes in this portal through Chase Bank where it just sits as cash, and then you can redeem that cash on your next bill, deposit it in your checking account, use it to get gift cards to restaurants or stores. You can do whatever with it, so that's nice, you get money back. Credit card, you should definitely pick one that has perks, whether it's cash back. I use a United Mileage Plus Visa right now, so I gain mileage for flying whenever I use that card. You can do hotel points, you can do anything. There's a million credit cards out there. So apply for one of those. They're going to give you a really low credit, really low, what do they call that? How much you can put on it. There's a term for it. You have a very low amount of money that you can spend. My first credit card was $500, so I could only spend $500 in a month, which at this point would not be enough to get me through that card would not be enough to get me through 1 month of expenditures. But then you can request for a credit line. That's it, a credit line increase. So I went from 500 to 1,000, and I think my credit line on that card now is 4,000 or 6,000 or something like that. Get the card, use the card, pay the card. That's going to be the huge thing that everybody our age seems to not be able to understand. Since the money is not coming out of your checking or savings account as you're spending it, they look at it and still say, I have $1,000 in my account. I can go out and buy whatever. So they load their credit card up close to their limit maybe. So you got a $2,000 limit. You put $2,000 on there. Now the billing cycle ends within 30 days, and now you have another 30 days to pay it. So conceivably, something you charged on the first day of your billing cycle, you're not paying for until 60 days later, at the last day before that bill is due. So while that is really nice to help spread out and manage your money, you can really run into trouble with it. Do not put more on a credit card than you have available to pay it off. Unless you're going to use a financing card. You can get a card that has like 0% interest for 12, 15, 18 months, and then use that to just go put park expenses on and pay it off over time. And as long as you're paying off the card without holding a balance and then paying an APR, an annual percentage rate of that interest, of that balance that you carry, you're going to be earning good credit. It's when you don't pay off the card, you're holding a balance, now you're being charged interest, usually in the neighborhood of 24 to 26%. Now you're getting screwed, and that's really bad. So not only are you paying more for it, but it's killing your credit. Also utilization, that's a whole thing. If you have $10,000 in credit available to you, and you have $9,000 sitting on that card, your utilization is 90%. That's really bad. You want your utilization to be, I believe, about 25%, 50% definitely, or less. So you got to be careful with that. So it's good to have a high credit limit if you're responsible enough to not load it up and then not be able to pay for it. So that's how it works. Go get credit cards, whatever, pay them off, be smart with it, build credit, buy a nice house in the future, and enjoy your life. Crap November day, 47 degrees. Not totally cloudy, so I guess we got that going. Oh, it is over there. I'm on my way to get this car e-checked. They sent me the thing in the mail probably 2 months ago that I need to re-register it, which would be December, but I'm trying to sell it, so I don't think I'm gonna go pay for registration and stickers if I'm gonna sell it before or just after then, but I can't really drive it unregistered. So that may be $110 I have to waste. Actually more than that, because this car has vanity plates. But in order to get it registered, since it's a car that's older than 4 years old, obviously, needs to be e-checked. Several counties in the state require emissions check. I think you can DIY it now. I've done it on the Genesis and the M5. You just plug into the OBD2 down there, scan the VIN. I'll show you when I get there. Hopefully it's open. I tried to go to the post office today to pick up car parts and it's closed. It's like it's Veterans Day or something. Okay, so we can kind of see those lights, right, that would come on. Like you can see the fog light outline and the coolant. So the bottom right is, I think, the coolant. Above that, the top right's the windshield. So look at the windshield, then go to the left. There's an empty spot, and then go to the left again. What is that? That looks like a fuel filter with lines radiating out of it. And then there's rear fogs, front fogs, service engine soon, EML. I don't know what EML is either. And then there might be something cap. Check filler cap? There's a light for that. I never even knew that. The bottom left says check filler cap. But what the heck is the fuel filter with lines coming out of it? Very weird. On the right, there's the brake, airbag, cruise control, seat belt, brake pads, tire. That looks like a TPS, doesn't it? To the right of the brake pads, right? There's my finger right there. But what's that bottom right? That looks like a convertible. Maybe this cluster would have been used in the E46 convertible as well, which would make sense. I don't know if any of them had TPMS. The M3 cluster was different. Yeah, I'm bored. I'm in line. I'm waiting behind the Anal Avenger here to get up there and do my e-check. Feels good to be back. We've got a lot of stuff going on in there. There's, oh, let's show them the wheel. Yep, that's a Fisk wheel with about 2,000 miles on it. No bueno. No bueno. That's a 633 CSI 5-speed too. Very cool. Alrighty, good morning. We got back from Lyric. Razvan and Sabrina came over. We were gonna get a pizza. Decided on Applebee's. Went to Applebee's. It was like out the door, crazy busy. So ended up going to Rockney's. That's a chain. It's kind of lackluster. We had a really shitty meal. The food wasn't terrible. The service really sucked. We came back here. We watched the Cavaliers take on the Washington Wizards. Another win for the Cavs, which is great. Hung out downstairs for a bit. Kenan popped in. Megan came down for a little bit, and they have all left. I am very tired. I've got a huge collection of emails that need to be gone through before tonight. I really need to shower and shave, which I will do here in about 5 minutes. Tomorrow's Saturday. I think we might hit the pool again if we run into some time. It's going to be cold though. Highs in the 40s. But we're coming into a ton of academic work this next week. 2 case studies, a project, several classes. It's going to be a really crazy week. But the end of next week is going to get interesting and going to get fun. So that's what we're working towards right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow on Saturday. Hope you had a great week. Friday. Kind of the weekend. Friday's really a weekend day for me, but whatever. All right. Good night.